Hey there, you amazing patrons. If you're hearing this at the very end of 2017, and another special hey goes to the people who are hearing this sometime in 2018, like mid-2018. I think we're like May or June-ish this time.
It should be June, right?
I think it's around June. I know we have 23 buffered in front of, and we're at a 23 buffer because I missed out 1 week. And so I was like, fuck, we don't have that exactly 6 months. And so you got caught. I did it again. You got Felicia and you've got X, and we are here for the Secret Patron Show for the Utah Outcasts. This is the special content we provide to folks who are so generous to share with us at least $1 a month, really. It's not that much. I mean, I've met people that have tipped $1 at restaurants and stuff, and it's like, really, dude? Really? Like, pizza delivery people deserve more than your stupid $1 that you give them when they deliver. I've met people that are stingy as shit and they won't even tip the delivery driver. I'm like, you realize that's all they make, that's how they make their money, right? That's not, they don't make shit
20% minimum, people. 20% minimum. That's your base minimum. Unless, of course, it's particularly egregiously bad. Then I'll give you some wiggle room. But
yeah,
for service that's fine and as expected, but nothing better, 20%.
Yep. And then if they do a really good job, give them more. And I realize it's bullshit that we have to do this. It's bullshit that we have to subsidize their income with our tip money.
Tipping is bad. Tipping is bad. It's still a requirement in the United States.
Yeah, because what do they pay wait staff? Like $2 and something cents?
I think it got raised to $3. Horrific.
Still
it's horrific.
Why even give them anything at that point? You know?
God.
Restaurants need to fucking get a clue. They really do. So anyway, like I said, this is the last of the patron episodes before we hit 2018. And if you're hearing this in 2018, welcome. But the thing is, you missed out on all of our discussions, so it's going to feel kind of dated because it's going to be halfway through the year, and we're going to be talking about all
and
this
we might
stuff.
all be living in a wasteland by then. So a post-apocalyptic scenario. Who knows?
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, congratulations on not being dead. I'm proud of you.
I'll ask for everybody that's listening to witness me. How about that?
Shiny and Pro!
Ride to Valhalla was, yeah. I need to watch that again. I got the black and white version of it too. And oh my gosh. What a striking movie. And because George Miller really wanted it to be black and white, but the studios were like, nope, you're not allowed to do that. And he's like, man.
God, but it was so beautiful in color, but
that's like I watched the black and white version of Logan, and it wasn't quite as good. I mean, but the reason that Mad Max stuck out is because of all the beautiful flames, and flames in black and white are striking. They're amazing to look at, and so it's a cool movie. I mean, we fucking started this whole podcast talking about Mad Max and how much we loved it. So anyway, we're here to talk about stuff in 2017. Good stuff, bad stuff, whatever the fuck. We're just going to kind of get it all off of our chests. And as we started going down the memory lane, Felicia and I kind of remembered, first and foremost, the shitty parts of 2017. And one of those happened to be death. And it sucked. I had a grandparent die, which caused me to skip an episode, which I've never done. And I felt really bad for doing so for you guys listening out there. But at the same time, it's when someone keels over, you can't just, you can't let there's a lot of people that be like, well, I'd make an episode anyway. Fuck you people right now.
Yeah, no, grief gets time. Grief gets time, and whatever that looks like for you, know.
It's just traveling out to bumfuck Arkansas and
I remember that. Yeah,
reliving some of the memories of living in that town, and especially funny to me was the scared white people, and it's just, oh man, we're in a neighborhood full of black people. We better make sure we bring our guns with us. It's like,
my God.
Yeah, my uncle and my dad were doing that when they were driving around. I'm like, we're driving around in a fucking like, what's the Nissan, the tiny car that they have? I don't even remember what it's called. Somebody will be yelling at it, but we're traveling around in this shitty little Nissan, and I'm like, guys, I don't think you have to worry about carjacking with, I mean, first and foremost, worrying about carjacking, but secondly, carjacking in this piece of shit. Nobody's going to come and rob, especially when they got the Mr. Beefy in the back seat here. I don't think anybody's going to be too worried about.
Did I ever tell you the funny story about when somebody broke into my car? Okay, so I used to drive this shitty little Honda Civic. I mean, it was just a piece of shit. It was great. It went forever and ever. But
like
it was
Civics
not
are supposed to, right?
Right. But it was just, I think it was a 98. It was my first car. And I just gotten my EMT certification, and I came up on a wreck where there wasn't emergency response yet. So I park my car and I go to the scene to assist, which luckily I got to do, and I was able to help, and it was pretty great. But I'd forgotten to lock my car. I did bring my purse, but I had absolutely nothing of worth in my car. And I get back in my car, and there's a ice cold water bottle opened that was not mine. Nothing was missing
because you had nothing in there.
But I did gain a bottle of water.
You're like, oh, thanks for the bottle of water, jackass. That's like me. The only thing I have in my car that's worth anything are like the couple of CDs that I have in the player, and it's only because they're mixed CDs I made a long time ago, and they're irreplaceable.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, everybody else's. My car's old enough that I don't have like any specialty stereo, so it's just like I
just have an aux cord in mine at the moment. So, and it's a 2010. It's a 2010. It could be more updated, but
yeah. And I keep looking at getting it updated and getting something new, but I'm like, the car payments a month just makes me like cringe. I'm like, fuck. I've had this car paid off for like 5 years, so it's been really nice not having to pay that much.
Yeah.
So anyway, what else has happened in 2017? Oh, we inaugurated our
Bud.
Yeah.
We lost Bud. That's another death.
We inaugurated our shittiest president to date.
Fascist. That was fun.
Yeah, isn't that fun living in a fucking fascist country nowadays? I have to laugh, otherwise I cry. And
I got broken up with, major breakup. That sucked.
Well, yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound cross or anything. I'm just like, I don't remember what that's like. I don't remember I've had times where where it feels like the marriage is going to end, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I guess we're not.
Yeah. He doesn't deserve me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, I kind of came to a realization a little while ago. I'm like, fuck, man, like, you deserve way better than I've been getting. Because I am an awesome girlfriend. But
so patrons, don't get any ideas. Don't be like, oh, hey, Felicia. No, that's creepy as shit. We've talked about this before, people. Boundaries. Yes. You may pay for the show. You may like the show. You may like us personally, and you may talk to us on Facebook every once in a while. That doesn't mean we're best friends in real life. So
you guys are wonderful, and I appreciate your existence. Please respect my boundaries.
Yep.
And I don't care how nice you are.
And we will let you know when those boundaries are being crossed. So just a word of warning out there, people. You know, so this isn't going out to anybody in particular. So I don't want anybody to think that. It's just just a bit of a heads up for, you know, future reference.
Got a cat hair on your over my microphone. There's just all over it. God damn it.
Rubbing his ass against the microphone. Oh, this is a good scratching point. I'm going to do that.
I'm sure he rubbed up against it is exactly what happened. Oh my God. Just atrocious. So I'm over here every time I lean in, I'm like, all right. So
my eyes would be turning red and like starting to itch and shit. I can't handle cats. I love cats, but I can't handle cats because I'm allergic, I guess. Yeah,
well, I guess that this situation, this arrangement where we're over Skype works then, because the cute kitty shows up and then you get to see him, and that's what we get. Okay, I think I've cleared it mostly. Good thing. So one more bad thing. I've been in the throes of PTSD, which took a couple of years to even hit me after my divorce. Who knew? And so learning how to live with trauma, and that's been horrifying. But the therapy's been really good, and I actually work with a guy who in his side hustle is therapy. He's a social worker, and he doesn't like therapize me, but we talk about mental health and stuff quite a bit. Not my mental health, although I'll let him know where I'm at sometimes. But he's like, yeah, Felicia, I think you're doing better than most people at this point. So like, I've gone from a point where my mental health was fine, I guess, and then real bad, and then better than it was when I started out. So I mean,
better
there's
than
still
the baseline. Yep.
Yeah, there's still work to do there, but there's a positive. I started pole dancing. That's been amazing. Doing exotic dance and a little bit of silk hammock. That's been great. Like my new passion.
I've been striving to get back into better shape, and I think 2018 I'll get back into the swing of things. I've been having a lazy fat year, or because like 2017 with everything. I'm a terrible like emotional eater, and I realize it about myself. Is like I eat my emotions sometimes, and I have to learn how to cope and not do that.
I just didn't have the bandwidth. The emotional bandwidth to work on it. But you and me, we're both doing the keto.
Challenge each other, so
we're gonna do it. We're gonna stay on top of it for each other.
And I just need to find time to run. I do pretty good with the weightlifting. I just need to find time to run, because longtime listeners will know that's one of my passions. Even though the first couple of months it sucks. God, it sucks where you're just like sucking wind and you feel like you're running through molasses and everything. And then you finally get to a shape where you're like, I really want to go for a run right now. And that used to be something I'd never thought I would say to myself, but it unfortunately is something that I really miss out on. I mean,
yeah.
Man.
No, I get it.
It's hard to explain.
Weeks where I don't get to go to the studio and dance, not good. Like my mental health is worse. I feel shitty. It's just, it gets to the point where I crave that physical exertion.
Yeah, I've missed out on gym since right before Christmas. So I've like had like a week and a half off, and I'm just like, I'm getting itchy and antsy. It's like I need to go move heavy shit, if for no other reason than to make me to have a feeling in the body, because when you're just a gelatinous blob not doing anything, you don't remember that you have muscles. You don't remember that you have lungs and stuff like that. You just are. And so like when you go work out really hard and it reminds you like, oh, hey, there's these things inside your body and you're getting them stronger kind of thing. I don't want to get into you got people that work out know what I'm talking about. People that don't, I'm not shaming anybody that doesn't work out. I'm just saying.
This is it's just a personal experience that you have. Yeah, it's not like you are worse for not doing
You're a shitty person for not working out. No, we'll never be that kind of person. Nope, never.
No.
Let's see. Good things. A lot of good movies this year, and that might seem weird to some people that I'm speaking of it that way, but movies are a life to me. I mean, I'm not a critic by any means. I don't know how Kyle does it to himself, because he has to go watch all the bad stuff too.
Yeah.
And, I get to pick and choose what I want to watch, and for me, like, I watched, God, we were watching earlier today with the kids, A New Hope, the original Star Wars.
Oh, nice.
And I was like quoting line by line as it was happening. And I'm like, hey, watch this part. And they're getting to the age where they're starting to remember this kind of stuff. So it was kind of fun that I was being able to like bond with my kids about this kind of stuff. And for me, like movies are going to be how I am remembered by my kids, I think, because it's just something I've always done. It's something I grew up loving, and I'm passing it on to them. Super nerdy shit, and it's just, I don't know. Lots of good movies. I mean, we had a new Blade Runner come out. I never thought that would happen in my life. And that's
really quite good.
Fuck, it's out, and I gotta buy it too.
Movie.
New Star Wars.
The most satisfying season of Game of Thrones ever. That was that felt great.
Yeah, you finally got to see Jon Snow and Daenerys.
We gotta see a wolf ride a dragon. Fuck yeah, we did. Fuck yeah, we did. I have not put that away in the spank bank at all.
There's an amazing Reddit for people out there who need to go check out. It's Reddit/r/freefolk, and it's Game of Thrones shit posting. And so I like some shit posting I really enjoy, like political stuff, and when people talk about gender and stuff like that, I don't care too much for that kind of shit. But like when it's like just TV shows and movies and Marvel and stuff like that, some of that stuff can be really fun. Some people spend a lot of time making like animated GIFs of shit, and it's just like, how the fuck do these people have time to sync up all this stuff and especially just for shit posting purposes? I don't understand it. And there's prequel memes on Reddit. I've discovered a lot more meme factories on the internet this year, and it's made my life a little bit happier. That sounds super sad though. I'm like, movies and memes. I'm like, I mean,
it's
of course,
been a really rough year. It really has.
And I don't want to toot my own horn with like the show, how we crossed 1,000 videos, how we've got almost 460 subscribers on YouTube and stuff. And we're doing really well here. But that's not something I'm just going to go around toot my own horn about, because
Because we're going to do this whether or not people love us.
Exactly.
We just love doing it. We love sitting here. We got together this week.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was really nice.
Ate way too much food, but didn't feel guilty about it. So yay.
I did eat the deep fried cheese curds. So it was still quite a bit of fat and protein, but it also had quite a bit of carbs.
Yeah, they look good though. For anybody wondering, we went to Roosters over here in Layton, and I haven't been there in a number of years. I only go in there to pick up beers every once in a while because they're one of the few places you can get a cold High Point beer in the state of Utah. Like just driving there to pick one up, and because it's all bottled. Epic,
pretty much.
Yeah, and so I went there. I'd go there all the time to get beer, but their menu's actually gotten a lot better. So if anybody's local, it's cheap enough. It's not going to hurt you to go eating there. So
X, I have saved on my Pinterest a deep fried cheese curd that's keto.
What do they use for the
almond flour?
Oh, okay. I was gonna suggest pork rind.
Pork rind. I made eggplant is pretty high carb, but you can do it with other things. But breading with Parmesan and pork rind.
Oh, okay.
Gorgeous.
That'd be good too. Yeah, we're gonna be obnoxious about this, folks.
We are, because it's gonna be our life. But that means lots of cheese talk.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's see other good stuff that's happened this year. My life is media, so I consume a couple of video games here and there. I watch a lot. I don't watch a lot of TV. I've been trying to watch some, but I can't let myself watch too much because I don't have time for that shit. I really don't. I mean, I'll make time for movies because it's 2 hours and you're done, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to sit around waiting for the next episode or anything like that.
I got a big one on the personal scale.
All right.
I make enough money.
Oh, yay. That's got to be really nice.
Yeah, I've gone from struggling financially. I mean, when we started the show, I made $22,000 in that year.
And you were the cheese counter lady, and you were...
I wasn't... Yeah, no, I was cheesemonger at that time. I was a cheesemonger. But yeah, I made $22,000 the year we started this show. And now I make a living wage plus bonuses. So that's... You know, when I realized that I could spend a significant amount of money on Christmas and I was fine. I was just fine. I was just like, wow, this is really great. That's huge. That's been a huge weight off my shoulders. I got a new car. I got a really nice new car. Like not really nice, but nice for me.
Better than the old Xterra.
Yeah. I bought a Forester, a Subaru Forester that from 2010 that only had 22,000 miles on it.
Wow.
And it was in perfect condition. It was owned by this old couple who almost never drove it. It's fantastic. Currently standing, I have 2 friends with benefits. So those are all wins.
And for me, it sounds completely boring, but when you're in a stable long-term relationship, we've been together like almost 17 years now.
Damn.
And I mean, married for 10, but we've been together for a long time. We've got little kids. They do school. And so both of us are pretty much, stuck at our jobs, not really trying to rock the boat, not trying to make waves or anything. So we're just trying to cruise along until kids hit a certain age where we can take more risks and be more sociable and stuff. So for me, my year is pretty much the same as it is all throughout the rest of the year. I mean, I had a shitty thing that happened last week, having to buy a new fucking car battery. Oh man, that pissed me the fuck off because it was like the day after Christmas I had to get it replaced. And even a cheap one at AutoZone was $200. I'm like, fuck me, man. This is ridiculous. So I guess I'm just trying to say in nice words that when it's not the show and it's not me doing stuff on the internet, I'm pretty boring. So not a whole lot's happened with me in like the majorly good department. I'm healthy, I'm happy, and that should be enough. That's good enough for me. Is that I'm not struggling with horrible depression. I'm not at my wit's end with my relationship with my wife or anything like that. We're not like nothing's abusive. I mean, I talked to all the rest of the patrons earlier this week about my pessimism and how I live life. I guess I shouldn't call it pessimism. I should call it realism, where I don't expect happiness all the time. But when it does happen, like a good thing happens, you're like, oh, yay, what a great thing to happen to me. But I'm not going around gloomily saying, oh, the world's going to end. You know, I'm not depressed or depressing. I don't expect things to either be shitty or good until it actually happens. And so,
well, and we had the Me Too movement, which we always need to remember is good news. The Me Too movement is good news. We had the Women's March. We had Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. We had Black Lives Matter really continue that movement strong. They're doing a great job. Well, the different factions, you know, like, because it's not a singular movement; it's in different places. But there's been some really amazing stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Literacy is up.
That's good. I've read a couple of books.
Starvation is down. Oh, I found my new Bible. I never really had a Bible because the Bible was never my Bible.
Bible's a really shitty book too. Man, I hate that book.
Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. It's really fantastic. She is a master's of social work. She was not a therapist. She was a researcher, and she has been researching. Her research led her to the concept of vulnerability and being vulnerable with the people who are deserving. It's really fantastic. So she goes over some really wonderful strategies for dealing with these things and for processing emotion, recognizing some of these things in yourself, removing your armor when appropriate.
Yep.
It's really fantastic. And she's a Christian, but I was reading through her Twitter of like, we agree on everything but that one thing. I love you. And she says on her website, she says prayer and swearing aren't mutually exclusive. I love it. I mean, it's just such a good attitude to have, right?
You know, like, I had somebody say something earlier today, not to tread all over you, but there was somebody that said earlier today, atheists aren't these bastion of like, I know everything, I'm the smartest person ever. Because let's face it, people, a lot of us were theists at one point. Mm-hmm. So we bought in to the credulous bullshit, and we think we're super smart because we got out of it. We've just only begun to learn. Yeah. Only just begun to learn, people. Sorry. Go back to what you were saying, though.
No, that actually falls in perfectly because, I mean, there's a lot of atheists who fall into the fallacy that if you're emotional, therefore you're not rational. That's not. No, those things aren't mutually exclusive. And in fact, hyper non-emotionality is incredibly irrational, just based on the way human beings are.
Well, haven't we learned that Spock was wrong to hold his emotions in check? I mean,
yes, he was wrong.
He can't.
Right, because then they come out way too bad. Like, it's too much.
Yeah, then he goes to the Ponfar and tries to kill Kirk, and we're all over that one. We know.
And I mean, come on, Ponfar is kind of rapey, if we're being honest. So, no, it's, I think there is a little bit of this that I'm seeing, but that some atheists are starting to recognize that emotional health is just as important as all other forms of study, and and there's some good debate going on in those things. So I think that's pretty cool. So there's some good and bad. Oh, it's a great book.
So are you looking forward to anything in 2018?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to keto.
I'm looking forward to keeping with that and shedding off at least 50 pounds because I'll be good with just 50. You know, I'm aiming for 100, but I'm shooting for 50. And so
I was looking through some of my old poll videos and I have dropped fat.
Yeah.
I haven't dropped any weight, but I was looking at it. I'm like, woo, I have dropped quite a bit of fat. Actually, I've lost 9 pounds at this point, but
oh, that's good.
Yeah. But I don't know what my goal weight is, so I'm not really, I'm like,
I just want to keep at it.
Yeah, I'm just going to.
And for me, the whole, people are like, oh, well, you need to treat yourself every once in a while. I've learned myself, and this is nobody else but me. I can't do that treat myself thing right. I can't do cheat days right. We talked about this at dinner last night where I'm like, cheat day turns into cheat week, turns into cheat years. Like, well, I've had one donut. I might as well have a box of Swiss cake rolls while I'm at it. You know, it's like, I don't know how to limit on that kind of stuff. And so,
and for me, when I quit added sugars, I could have like a candy every once in a great while, but it had to be every once in a great while. If I broke my habit consistently, like if I tried to do a cheat day a week,
yeah, then it becomes your habit.
Good.
You know,
no good. But if I was just like, God, it's been 6 months since I had candy, but now I'm to the point where, like, the last time I even tried sweets, I was just like, I don't like it. So, you know, I know that like come next year around the holiday season, I'll be like, yeah, I'll have stuffing on Thanksgiving, right? But I know it's just my habits are going to change, and I might hate stuffing next year. We'll find out.
I just haven't been to the grocery store since I've started in earnest, and I'm like, I really need some zucchini, and I really need some.
There is pickled okra that you can get and it's got net carb of 1 per 2 pieces.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
And no added sugar, no sugar in it. It's so good.
So anyway, what are you? So you're looking forward to keto? Anything else you want to see happen in 2018? I mean,
I'm gonna just date myself. I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited to just like do Felicia, both literally and figuratively.
Because I was gonna say, don't you do Felicia at least once a day?
At least. I mean, at least.
At least. When I think of it,
does not neglect herself. Come on now.
No, yeah. Me dating myself, I'm never really lit down by that, except for like afterward. I'm like, ugh, you're so gross. That's kind of what I have to go through, though. No, I'm just kidding,
and
people.
I'm looking forward to getting my carpal tunnel taken care of, and hopefully learning how to go upside down and pole.
Oh.
I want to get good enough that by 2019 I'm performing for me.
I have a trip coming up to Hawaii in a couple of months.
Nice.
And so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not bragging to anybody or anything like that. It's something that I've been working towards for a long time. So it's like a 2-week like trip there. So it's like
sexy.
I don't know how to relax. When you have little kids, you don't get to relax. It's like you can't just pawn them off. I mean, people do pawn kids off all the time, but we just can't allow ourselves to do that. We're not those kind of parents. God, what is my Skype doing? It's acting weird. Anyway, fuck it. We're out of here, people. We're going to go on and do the regular show, and hopefully you enjoyed this Patreon episode where we're just kind of bullshitting at you guys, because we'll get back to the normal riff-raff starting next week, I'm sure. So, all right, folks, we'll catch you then. Have a good week.